Hi there, I'm Scott Lowe with ActualTech Media, and thank you for joining us for this RoadCast video. Today I am at Rozo Systems, where I'm joined by Paul Evans, who is with Daystrom. He is the principal architect and the CXO. Well, tell me what a CXO does.
Everything from soup to nuts.
Hey, sometimes you got to do that. So you work with Rozo Systems, selling and deploying their solution to companies in the media and entertainment space.
Correct. And our team had been looking for a new technology that was going to work well within that space. And that space is very demanding about two things plus a little bit more, right? Number one, performance. Number two, price point. Number three, it should just keep working without blowing up every so often.
And you're finding that Rozo meets all three of those?
Meets, exceeds, and clears the bar so far that it's been a joy.
Expand on all three of those things and how Rozo is actually helping you provide benefit to your customers in the M&E space on each one of those points.
So just going back a little bit, we got caught up like everybody else did with looking at object storage and all these newfangled scale-out software-defined, all promising the moon and the stars and delivering very little, right? So, you could maybe get it to work, but then you had to pump so much cost into the system. Expensive CPUs, lots of RAM, fast flash, all these things, right? That's not what the customers want. The customers want fast storage that they can afford. So that's where the Rozo thing was just a complete surprise to us on the quality and what it delivered. It doesn't require a lot of resources. We can use average components, but the software has been tuned in such a way that it makes really good use of the hardware you give it, and that just delights the customers because they're not spending a fortune to get the thing they want. And,
I'm still convinced that disks are not dead.
No, that's mostly what we ship.
And we hear that from often it's from all flash storage vendors that say disk is dead. But there's lots of life left in this. In fact, it was just this week or last week that Western Digital announced what their microwave-assisted magnetic recording.
Exactly.
To drive density even further.
Right.
And so disk is far from dead. In fact, there's still lots of innovation happening. And it sounds like with Rozo, you can take disk, or you can take a hybrid system, or if you want to, an all-flash system, and really push it to its limits.
Correct, and we've done all of the above. Certainly the flash performs faster. The kind of performance we get out of the disk is just utterly amazing in our book. So
define utterly amazing. I mean, I know it's going to be different depending on use case, but what kind of typical storage guide metrics would you say, here's what we're seeing from Rozo?
So the really most difficult part of scale-out storage systems is to channel a lot of that performance and drive it at a single client. Now, who needs that? Media needs that because they're doing 4K, 6K, 8K kinds of work, right? Also backup, right? People doing lots and lots of backup are trying to move as much data as fast as they can. So you need that single client performance. Object storage and a lot of these scale-out technologies, they do not do that focused performance.
Right.
So that's where the shift is in Rozo. Rozo can aggregate the performance much like a SAN used to do for us. And so we've deployed a lot of SANs and delivered that kind of high performance. And with a SAN, typically we would get 2-3 gigabytes per second performance channeled to a single client. Still supporting a lot, but we could focus that. With Rozo, we've already exceeded that. We're around 5 to 6 gigabytes per second over basic networking protocols. And we have seen it go all the way up close to 100 gigabit per second performance to a single client.
That's relatively impressive.
It's very impressive.
Yeah. Now, when you look at the space, the M&E space, who are some of Rozo's customers, your customers that you've deployed Rozo to that you can talk about?
Media houses that range from film production, television production, visual effects, gaming is already coming on board. Usually people that are working with streams of video in an editorial or content creation perspective. But also you can do lots of stream delivery if you're just trying to do playback or DVR, playback in the sky, things like that.
Right. So when you go in and you tell these people, hey, I've got a solution that meets your price point that's going to blow you away from a performance perspective or beats your price point, how skeptical are they?
They're skeptical because they've been burned so many times.
Right.
And there are good solutions out there that will deliver very good performance at a low price point from a software-defined perspective. Most of them are based around ZFS.
Right.
And I have no problems with ZFS, except that ZFS is going to always live, from my perspective looking at the architecture, under one CPU. A file system is under a CPU. If you can get that CPU in that box to go really fast, all right, that's your cap.
Right.
And with Rozo, I don't have that cap, and I don't want to deliver that cap to my customers because some of them grow really big.
So Rozo takes advantage of all the cores, all the CPUs in a system to do its work. Multi-threaded.
Everything you throw at it, it consumes without exploding.
It's one of the things that's interesting in IT. They said the idea is, well, we don't want to push our systems too hard. If you see 100% utilization, that's a problem. It's great if it's legitimate. And I mean, and it sounds like Rozo's leveraging all the resources you're throwing at it.
Yeah. We haven't found a point where we get so close to the edge where we don't want to be there.
Right.
And we always tell our clients, you really don't want to go past 80%.
Right.
Yeah, we got more than one that's gone into the 90, 95% range. And
Right.
It's still working.
I wouldn't recommend people run 100% all the time.
No.
Yeah, that's really awesome. That's great to hear. It's nice to hear that there's a story out there that is backed, which is really good.
It took us a little while to come on board. We've been working with the technology for a while because, like everybody else, we were skeptical.
Right.
But now we're believers.
Very good. Thank you very much for being here today and talking to us on camera.
Thank you.
And thank you to our audience for watching this RoadCast video.